Stablecoin adoption is exploding, and it's sparking a big question. If financial institutions are just creating and using their own stablecoins, where does XRP fit into the picture? Well, this video, we're diving deep to answer that exact question. Spoiler alert, it's going to leave you seriously impressed. The early creators of the XRP ledger had a visionary understanding of where this industry was headed long before anyone else. Today, we'll explore how the rapid rise of stablecoins actually strengthens XRP's use case in ways you might not expect. Stick with us until the end. You don't want to miss what we uncover. One of the reasons I'm so pumped to make this video is because it's becoming crystal clear that a major game changer for blockchain technology is stablecoin issuance. Stablecoins might sound complex, but at their core, they're simple. They're just tokenized assets, a digital version of fiat currency. Here's the cool part. There are different ways stablecoins can work. For instance, private companies like Ripple or Circle can issue them. People give these companies dollars, and in return, they mint a blockchain-based token representing those dollars. Stablecoins are evolving, and we're about to see even more versions hit the scene. Imagine a bank creating its own stablecoin, essentially a digital token tied directly to your deposits with that institution. Next up, a revolutionary leap, a government-backed stablecoin. Picture the US government itself issuing a stablecoin tied to funds you hold with them. A true game changer in digital finance. At their core, stablecoins are simply the tokenized form of value we already use every day, reimagined for the blockchain era. But here's the key. Stablecoins aren't standalone entities. They're created and issued by organizations leveraging blockchain technology to bring this digital currency to life. Blockchain technology has always had one defining feature, a native asset issued directly by the chain itself. And this is where things get fascinating. That issued by the chain itself part is what sets it apart from stablecoins. Unlike blockchain native assets, stablecoins are always tied to a third party. There's always someone or something on the other side of it. Think about it. If you're using a Ripple stablecoin, you're trusting Ripple to hold the dollars. If it's a bank-backed stablecoin, you're trusting the bank to have the funds. And with a government issued one, well, you're placing trust in the government. But here's the game changer with XRP. There's no middleman, no central authority to rely on. XRP wasn't issued by any company or institution. It was created by the decentralized XRP ledger itself. No trust required, just technology doing what it does best. That's the power of a truly decentralized asset. Here's where the game changes. The difference between an issued asset like a stablecoin and something like XRP is night and day. XRP stands apart with a set of unique traits that few, if any, assets can claim. Why? Because it isn't issued by any single entity. It's a native, decentralized asset that simply exists, making it the gold standard for counterparty-free liquidity. This is liquidity you can access without relying on anyone, no middlemen, no gatekeepers. It's neutral, decentralized, enough for grabs by anyone ready to take it. Let's dive into some fascinating insights from Ripple about stablecoins, because understanding what sets stablecoins apart from something like XRP is crucial. But here's where it gets really exciting. The architecture of the XRP ledger was purpose-built for stablecoins all along, and I'm here to break down exactly why. To kick things off, I'll unpack Andrew Zell's post, which lays out an excellent foundation for the key points we need to explore. There's a key reason why stablecoins can't replace XRP, something most people overlook. Ripple shared critical insights with the Australian government in 2023 that shed light on this. Unlike XRP, stablecoins depend on an issuer as a counterparty, which limits their ability to work seamlessly across payment networks. From the very beginning, XRP's creators and Ripple envisioned something greater, a universal role for XRP as a bridge asset, not just connecting different assets, but linking entire payment networks. Imagine a world where moving value is as seamless as sending a message. Need to settle a stock sale? XRP can act as the bridge asset, providing decentralized native liquidity. The future of finance demands full interoperability, connecting every part of the financial system effortlessly. To achieve this, we need a frictionless way to link diverse repositories of value and payment systems. Now, here's the challenge. Stablecoins add complexity. Why? Because they're tied to issuer centralized entities that act as gatekeepers. Instead of tapping directly into decentralized liquidity, you're forced to navigate red tape, working with these issuers to enable interoperability. Think of it like this. Imagine if every time you wanted to build a website or use the internet, you had to ask someone for permission. Frustrating, right? That's the difference between a decentralized system like XRP and the hurdles of stablecoin-based networks. Imagine if one person controlled the entire internet. If I owned it and decided, hey, only XRP content is allowed here, anyone creating non-XRP content would have to come negotiate with me to find a workaround. But thankfully, that's not how the internet works. Anyone can hop online, share information freely, and take advantage of the internet's infrastructure to build a network effect. That open, decentralized approach is what makes the internet thrive. And it's the same idea behind using XRP as native liquidity. It's a stark contrast to something like a stablecoin, which lacks that same level of accessibility and openness. Using a stablecoin means relying on its issuer, the one controlling its creation and permission. Without their green light, building the network effect you're aiming for is nearly impossible. It's like a ship stuck at sea. Enter XRP, which shifts the game entirely. With XRP, there's no need to seek permission. You can tap directly into the XRP ledger's native liquidity. The more you explore this concept, the clearer it becomes. Stablecoins are just a rebranded version of the same issues we've already baked into the financial system, and that's exactly what this illustration is all about. Imagine a web of countless currencies and assets, each needing to connect with every other one to create liquidity. Stablecoins are just another dot in this intricate, ever-growing network. The challenge? There's no central hub, no single point where all liquidity flows, making it an incredibly complicated process. For example, someone holding JPY has to find a way to bridge to every other currency or asset. And the same goes for every asset in reverse. This is where XRP changes the game. By acting as a bridge currency, XRP simplifies the entire system. Any currency can connect to XRP, instantly gaining liquidity with every other asset on the network. No intermediaries, no issuers, no counterparty risks, just pure, decentralized, neutral liquidity. That's the magic of XRP, and it's what makes it so revolutionary in the world of digital finance. Imagine plugging into a protocol and instantly gaining access to liquidity across the entire ecosystem. That's the game-changing vision the Ripple team set out to create. Brad Garlinghouse once made a comparison that's easy to overlook. He likened where crypto is today to the early days of Amazon, back when it only sold books. The challenge for many is understanding Ripple's evolution, especially how its use of XRP is shifting. It's not just about how XRP was used in the past, but how it will drive innovation moving forward. Would I pay someone a $500 service fee in XRP? Maybe, maybe not. Imagine you want to send someone XRP, but they don't want XRP. And honestly, you don't feel like stressing over its volatility during the payment process. Makes sense, right? Maybe you actually would send them XRP because you've got plenty of it. But what if they only want USD? Or maybe you're holding something totally different like Tesla stock and they just want pesos. Here's where XRP steps in to simplify everything. The beauty of XRP is that we don't need to agree on any of those messy details. All that matters is having liquidity for the payment corridor we're creating, in this case, Tesla stock to pesos. XRP acts as the bridge, sitting right in the middle so we both get exactly what we want. Simple, seamless, and no headaches. XRP becomes the bridge, the grease in the gears, ensuring everyone walks away satisfied. The magic? We wouldn't even need to discuss which platform to use or how the transaction gets done. The internet itself handles it with XRP as the neutral liquidity, the fuel that keeps everything running smoothly. This is the bigger picture many are missing. They don't see how these intricate systems will seamlessly connect, removing the need to understand the nitty-gritty. All you need to know is that it works, and it works brilliantly. Here's what you need to know. Behind the scenes, the XRP ledger is handling liquidity in a way that's seamless and efficient. I get it. This might sound a bit complicated, but stick with me. I've got something to share that might simplify things and put it all into perspective. Check this out. We're living in a moment that mirrors the internet era of the early 2000s. Back in 2002, there were 560 million internet users. By 2025, it's estimated there will be 560 million crypto users. See the connection? Just like no one back then could fully imagine what the internet would become, we're in that same stage with crypto right now. Back when groundbreaking technologies were just whispers of possibility, few could truly see what was coming. The ones who did, they were the builders, the visionaries who dared to create the future. Today, we're at the same turning point with cryptocurrency networks. Everyone feels the buzz, sensing something transformative is brewing, but most can't quite grasp why it will change everything. That's because the real game changers, the revolutionary use cases set to redefine entire industries are still taking shape. They're being imagined, designed, and brought to life. For many, imagining the final destination can feel like staring into a foggy future. But for us, we've been incredibly fortunate. Ripple has had a crystal clear vision from the get-go. Since day one, they've seen a future where all kinds of assets and value are tokenized, and they built the XRP ledger to handle exactly that. The XRP ledger wasn't just designed for today's needs. It was built to connect seamlessly with other payment networks, to thrive alongside stablecoins, and to excel as more assets become tokenized. That's its destiny. But make no mistake, the XRP ledger was never about replacing XRP as the ultimate payment tool. XRP's role was always to act as a bridge until the tokenized world caught up. Once it did, XRP would fulfill its true purpose, becoming the decentralized, neutral liquidity that ties everything together in perfect harmony. This marks a monumental shift in how the financial system operates. Similar to how the internet revolutionized the way we share information. Back then, it was nearly impossible to predict what the internet would become, and today we face the same uncertainty with this new financial system in the making. What I do know is this: Ripple is one of those rare companies that truly understands the bigger picture. The way the XRP ledger was designed from the start aligns seamlessly with where the industry is heading today. Ripple always seems to be miles ahead of the curve. Factor in their partnerships with major financial institutions, the ones holding the value that needs to be tokenized, and it's easy to envision a future where Ripple and XRP become the backbone of this new financial layer of the internet. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this update insightful.